Happy Thursday, everybody. Ugh, still in a lot of pain, but hey, how are you all? How's everybody doing? Welcome to a semi-overnighter, which will be roughly about hell, depending on where you guys take it, can last anywhere between 40 minutes all the way up to 2 hours. Who knows? As long as you guys have questions, I'll keep going until I pass out. At least I am going to take it a little bit easy on myself because I didn't before I knew it. I was on a consecutive streaming night. I don't think I have it. I've gone a night without streaming since something almost 2 weeks now. Business days. So cool. There's stuff to talk about. We did our I did my Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom trailer review today, and I am gonna go ahead and hold on. I want you to shut up. Not you. Let's see if you guys haven't had a chance to see it yet. I'm gonna post it in the chat, so take a look at it, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. And here you go. Bam. There you go. There you go. For those of you who haven't had a chance to watch the trailer review, this is a quick trailer review. Like I said, I feel a little bit better about the movie. I don't know what I see the plot. The basic plot is there. It did everything that an initial, a second trailer should be doing for you. I wish it had come out a lot earlier because, like I said, now it's we're in September. The movie comes out in a few months, but it had an epic feel to it. Everything that made the first one successful, it looks like it's all here. A little bit more on the humor side than the first one. It looks like, but like I said, whenever you watch a trailer, they do a lot of placement and stuff. So what we saw in the trailer could have been all the jokes for the whole 2 hour. They just could have compressed them into a 3 minute trailer, and now it kind of misrepresents things sometimes, but a little bit of the jokey side from what I could see. The visual effects are as stunning as the first one was, and the first one was quite a feat. So, like I said, I just wish that this movie was being released in a better situation because I don't think it's going to do well. And it doesn't matter if it's a good movie or not. It's just the situation is overwhelming. All right, how you doing, Daniel Martin? Everything is good. Spider-Man, what's going on? Anthony Beltre, how are you doing? Any recommendations for comics? Are we talking in general, or are you talking brand new stuff that you want off the shelf? If you want storylines, just let me know. I mean, just look at our turning point on each of our Saturday night shows. But if you want a general basic stuff, anything right now that's DC Black Label, Nightmare Country, which is a continuation of the Sandman series, is great. Batman Black and White, which came out a while back. Catwoman, the Black Label version of Catwoman. Human Target from DC. As far as Marvel goes, Daredevil. Daredevil has been good consistently for quite some time now. I don't know how much you may be into the Hickman verse of X-Men stuff, even though he's not doing all of them. But those have been quality books, complex storytelling, layered storytelling. So I would start with those right there. As far as the independent stuff, Something's Killing the Children. I jumped into that a few months back, and I found that to be very, very rewarding. Image, Spawn, basic Spawn is still holds up. You got Gunslinger and all the other ones, but basic Spawn still holds up. But that's where I'm at right now. So I would start with those. But if you're talking about in general storytelling, hell, I'd go all the way back to Vertigo. If you could go back to first, like I said, the best way to answer that question, Spider-Man, is look at our Turning Point storylines and start there, because I brought those storylines to the forefront because I thought they meant a lot, and they were the kind of things I could recommend to people. But if you're talking about new stuff, there you go. And also, I have an announcement for our Patreon, our movie club Patreon people. And that's the people who are on the next tier up. I promised you guys that you would be getting digital codes to movies and stuff like that. And for those of you who are at that level, which is a $20 level, I got a surprise for you. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the I'm going to go put this in the chat for you guys who want to become Patreons at any level right now. There you go. Anything to support what Dave the Film Junkie calls it, supporting the mothership, and I guess that's about as good as name for it. But I am sending you guys to the movies via Adam movie codes, Adam tickets, ATOM, not ADAM. And let me go ahead and bring this up. So those of you who are currently watching the stream, I think, Daniel, you're in the movie club. You're in the movie club tier. So this applies to you. So this month, as a matter of fact, everybody that's at that tier of in the movie club, which is the second tier of our Patreon, you guys are going to see this. Yep. While I still got them, I mean, there's a certain limitation, but right now, everybody that's in the second tier of the our Patreon page, which I just put in the chat, you guys, everybody who signs up for that page up until, like I said, until I run out, so while supplies last, you guys are going to get a digital movie ticket to go see Saw X, the 10th installment of Lionsgate's really, really gross at times franchise. So I know Rhea's in that tier. I think Daniel, you're in that tier. I think you guys are in that tier, but if I'm mistaken, if you're not, join it already. So there you go. You guys are going to go see Saw X in theaters September 29th, just for being a Patreon Movie Club member. So congratulations, and there you go. So if anybody sees Rhea or anybody who knows anybody who's in the current tier, let them know they're going to the movies, and I will message you via your membership the codes and everything you need, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to redeem the codes and go to the movies. There you go. So, and like I said, thank you for everybody who has joined at both levels. We only have the two tiers right now: the Frappuccino Fund and the movie club tier. Thank you for everybody who's joined. Like I said, we're way ahead of the game. I have extended the deadline, the Patreon deadline, for me to torture myself to watch Howard the Duck. If we have a certain amount of Patrons, if you have 20 by the end of the month, which would put us way ahead of the game, we will do a group watch of one of the worst movies ever made, and Howard the Duck. So there you go. All right, guys. Let's see what we got here. Daniel Martin, how do you gauge your hype level for after the Aquaman 2 trailer? Still not in the stadium holding sign? Yeah, that's where I'm at. And it's sad because, like I said, I know it's not fair, and a lot of people are not going to agree with it. I just don't have that energy for DC Films right now, because every time I get ready to jump into the deep end of the pool with DC Films, I'm reminded what happened to me last time I hit the water. And even though we can justify and say, well, it's different now, there's new people in charge now, the people who ran the show into the ground are not, in the last 5 years aren't there right now. It still happened. It still happened, and I have no assurances that it's not going to happen again. The very fact that you're starting over again tells me that can happen again. Once you introduce the possibility of uprooting, rebooting, and doing whatever the hell they're going to do, that possibility will always be there. It's just like I said with the nuclear bomb. We haven't used a nuclear weapon since 1945, yet the possibility is always there. So, and it's not that serious, but it's still my time. I'm just, I'm not going to be protesting against it. I'm not going to be hating on these things. I'm just taking a wait and see. Like I said, I'm still a fan, but I'm a fan sitting on my chair with my massager in the back of it, with my feet kicked up, with my own food, my own things. I'm not that guy I was, during the Snyder era and doing when I was hoping that we would get back to that. I'm not that guy anymore. You still have my attention, and I'm closer to you than a lot of the other average fans are. But like I said, I'm just not the guy with the makeup on his face in the 30-degree weather, dedicated like that. I'm just not that guy right now. That could change though. One of the things I really want you guys to understand about me is I evolve. I can evolve. How I feel about one thing 2 weeks ago can change based on new information, a new set of circumstances. I'm not afraid. Like I said, with Lower Decks, I watched Lower Decks the other night. How many times did you guys heard me say, thought that show was trash? And it wasn't worth my time. But after the crossover, I have a meatball in my mouth, sorry. After the crossover, with being in Hall H, watching it on Comic-Con, I'm like, hey, what's the worst could happen if I gave this show another chance? So I've done so. Now, there are things I probably won't evolve from, Howard the Duck. But, most things I will evolve if I'm given a new feeling about it. So I'm gauging it. I'm that guy. I'm that guy, Young and Martin. I'm the guy who's at home rooting for you, but is not ready to take the risk to buy that ringside seat yet. Anthony Beltran, William, what's your opinion on WGA reached out to the AMPTP yesterday in hopes of scheduling a meeting and hopefully putting an end to the strike? And AMTP is meet greet. Oh, dude, that's too many letters. It looks like armpit. It looks like the armpit has agreed to this. That's good news. We've been here before with these guys, both sides, and a meeting to set up a meeting that never happens. I hope this time the strike needs to end, man. Everybody who just want to be entertained, to be happy, but you understand that there's people's jobs and lives on the line, livelihoods on the line, and you're rooting for them, but it still hurts, man. Dune 2 still hurts. So I hope they get together. I hope this isn't just another creep up to the table and then walk away again moment. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Fourth 1,000. You see the final trailer for The Creator? Yes, I did today. I really want to see this movie. There's a lot of cliche stuff in there that I've seen in a lot of artificial intelligence science fiction. But you know what? Being cliche is not necessarily bad. I want to see this movie. I don't know if we're promoting it yet. I think we are, which means I'll probably see it at a pre-screening. And I'll give my review for it. But you guys turned me on to The Creator about a month or so ago, and I believe we watched the trailer on one of the shows, and I am from that point on, I was very interested in it. So yep, I'm in. Did you see the new Cyberpunk trailer? Yes. Is that the one you sent me, the messenger? Yes, I did see that. William is anti-human. No, I just think humor, and just like in real life, humor has to have a balance. Comedy and humor has its place. You just have to. It has to be properly placed. And like I said, in all fairness to the Aquaman trailer, we may be looking at all the jokes that are in the movie just compressed into a 2-minute trailer. A lot of times when you see a trailer and then you actually see the movie, the trailer has been constructed to get you excited about the movie, not necessarily to tell you the full story. So when I see Aquaman, if I do go to see it in the theaters, and it might be a very seriously told movie. It looks like there's some darker tones to it than the original. I think we may see some character deaths. I'm betting that his mom gets taken out of this one. And Black Manta. Black Manta is a lot more darker, a lot more driven than he looks like in the first one, judging from this trailer. So could be balanced out. Well, fourth. I'm going to watch Aquaman the way God intended it at home. Most of these DC movies, it's going to be quite a while before I leap out of my chair for a DC movie that I'm not promoting. If I'm promoting it, I'm obligated. Like, if we're promoting Aquaman, I'll be there. But if we're not promoting Aquaman, I'm going to Blue Beetle it. I'm sorry. I'm that guy who's just, you're going to have to give me a little bit more positive history for me to buy into you again. I just don't have the time to waste, and there's a lot of other cool stuff out there. IP-wise, my Netflix queue is backed up because there's so many things I need to watch on there. I still haven't watched Foundations yet, which is pathetic. So there's a lot of stuff out there that requires time for me, and things that are actually going to follow through. I just don't know if I'm ready to give any more time to DC Films right now. No matter who's running it. How you doing, Aaron Pritchard? What's going on? Anthony Belcher, William, what's your opinion on the pre-sales for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour? This is not science fiction, horror, and fantasy. But anyway, movie are now $65 million, one of the biggest pre-sale figures in box office history. It's Taylor Swift. All you needed to do is look at how much money she made off of her tours, and how many people. For all those people who packed those stadiums, there was a million more that could not even come close to affording getting in that concert or making the trip, or maybe they didn't have a concert in their area. So her fan base, yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me at all. For those of you who are not patrons, are patrons, and want to support the center via tip, I am putting that into the thing as well. Anything helps, $5, $10, all goes to the frat fund, or Advil or something like that. Who knows? All right, fourth 1,000. Did you hear DC Comics Fables is now all public domain by its creators? I heard that in the background. I don't know the details of that. I don't want to speak on that without knowing the specifics, but I heard someone else bring that up. I think a customer, somebody might have brought something up like that. I'll look into that though and be able to respond. I don't want to respond without knowing, because I know there's a lot of different rules when it comes to public domain. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, the Sci-Fi Center, youtube.com/at the Sci-Fi Center. Thank you, Aaron, for putting that up there. Yeah, we're creeping up a little bit more. Like I said. Our biggest jumps so far have been when we've done our Saturday overnighter. Our overnight show. Like I said, I'm enjoying putting on that show, and I feel that you guys are enjoying it. It can get better, obviously. I mean, I'm always looking for ways to improve it. Like tonight, Chappie, if you're in here, he was on when I was. He jumped in the chat when I did a test stream with OBS. So I got everything down. There's just a couple things that I don't feel as comfortable with yet. Like backgrounds and editing in and editing out, the smooth transitions and stuff. It's all there in front of me. I just need to play around with it a little bit more so that it's like second nature. But everything I'm trying to do is to make the show better. And the show is a part of the Sci-Fi Center. Those of you guys who've seen me on the Saturday night show, you've seen me literally selling shit right in the middle of the show, because the show is part of the Sci-Fi Center and the Sci-Fi Center is part of the show. So as this improves, the Sci-Fi Center as a franchise improves. So thank you all for who've joined, and thank you for those of you who've when I've gone on the when I'm not, whether I'm simulcasting on Poindexter Lounge, which I am right now, or whether we're solely doing it on the Sci-Fi Center channel. So if you follow us over there, thank you. And those of you who've tipped, donated, and those of you who joined the Patreon. How are you, Jacob McKenzie? There you go. There's a Patreon. This is Twitch. I'm on Twitch as well too. So, and there's a Patreon stream. Daniel Martin, does DC Comics send you any promotional displays for these movies this year? Buy Me Toys Comic Shop has been having a display with trade paperbacks going back to Shazam 3. They don't. A lot of those things comic book stores do on their own. Like I made my own, when these movies come out. Some stores get them. The market I'm at, we get posters and T-shirts and stuff, things like that. We don't get, Sometimes we get like cardboard stand-ups, like for Justice League. I got cardboard stand-ups for that one. I still have those cardboard stand-ups at the store. And if you realize, going way back, you remember I had the before I replaced the backdrop with the comics, I had the cardboard stand-ups that we got from the stores. Jake William, thought on William Dafoe does not return to Aquaman, Lost Kingdom. Yeah, I heard he was filming something else. And remember, they reshuffled the whole thing with that. So he may have been ready, but then and this is gonna happen during the strike, by the way, guys. There's gonna be a lot of people who are committed to being in certain roles and being in certain movies, that when the strike is over with, the schedule is gonna be like a floodgate and they're gonna have to reprioritize. Yeah, Daniel, I can't remember. Are you on that tier? If so, you're going to see Saw X. Oh, and you're getting you're getting some swag too. We don't know exactly what. I think it's going to be t-shirts, but you're going to the movie and you're getting a t-shirt too. I think. Anthony Belche, William, what's your opinion on Matthew Vaughn as a top choice to direct the next James Bond movie? A little bit surprised. Not that he's bad, but I heard bigger names. I heard Nolan being thrown around. I mean, I thought Nolan would have been, one of the ones that would have been the top choice given Oppenheimer right now. But Matthew Vaughn is very capable. A lot of it is going to depend on the broccoli, and literally while I'm eating a piece of broccoli. The broccoli family, what kind of James Bond that they want, what kind of stories they want. Does Matthew Vaughn fit the story that they want to tell? And if he does, then he's going to be a great choice. Spider-Man, Saw X sounds extremes. Extreme socks from the 80s. Yeah. The Saw movies I've kind of fallen out of. I mean, I jump in every now and then. Saws 3 and 4 were my two favorite ones. The first one's a classic. It had a lot of twists in it, but Saws 3 and 4 were the ones I enjoyed the most. And I would go to the movies, the theater. The other ones, and then Spiral, I haven't seen a lot of them in the theaters. They used to release them every Halloween. But pretty good franchise. I'm bringing Jigsaw back. I haven't read the premise yet, but I'm assuming, given the way, and spoiler alert, if you didn't see Saw 3, Jigsaw dies. So he's either in a flashback or a retcon, I don't know. But we won't be doing a special screening for this one here in Vegas, but we're giving away seats. And like I promised before, the patrons. The chime. Woohoo! Let's see what the chime did. Let's see. How do I get home? Hold on. Studio mode. Editor. Bam. Oh, Larry Krokowitz has tipped $5. Thank you, Larry. It's Duck Month, baby. Where are we at? I didn't even look. I got to rename this. It's my torture duck. March towards torture duck. I don't know what the hell. Let's see where we're at as far as Patreons goes. I don't know, Larry. I mean, listen, if you guys can't do it now, it ain't happening. It's not happening. I mean, we're gonna have like a lot of time to make let all your friends know that you can torture me. You have literally 15 days from now. That's a long time. And like I said, getting that goal for Patreons will be phenomenal, given how new it is, just how new I am, just how many followers I have in conjunction. Getting to that level would be phenomenal. To be honest with you, Howard the Duck is arguably the worst movie ever made. But if we were to get to that level, I would happily do that for you guys, because that's a huge milestone for such a small channel as mine, and a channel that's been around relatively short. So yeah, get the likes up. Woo! Where are we at as far as likes? Let's see. Yeah, hit like and subscribe and share. Like I said, if you think another geek that let's see, let's put us up to that's 7 there. If you know another geek that may be into what we're talking about, bring them into the conversation. Let's see. Yeah, like on the replay. Yes. If you're watching, like I said, the vast majority of the people who represent our numbers are watching later on in the afternoon, especially you guys on the East Coast. We got international. I mean, I know we got some Aussies, obviously. We have Aaron who's watching now. We have Anthony Grisby. I got a lot of Canadians because the YouTube is showing me the breakdowns of where they're coming from. I got some people in non-English speaking countries that are watching the show. So that's cool. So like I said, I mean, I never thought I'd have a platform to where I will be speaking to the world, but now I do. I'm happy. Thank you. Jacob McKenzie, thought on James Bond reveals that the canceled Trench movie was intended to focus on Black Manta. So when that didn't happen, some of those ideas found its way to Aquaman 2. I think that's, to me, I always thought that the Trench was the working name for Aquaman 2, but, that's good that he got his ideas out there. Jeebus, what's going on? Do you have that emergency number, William? My bank put my entire account on hold, and I have to go in tomorrow. If they don't fix it, what emergency? Oh, you talking about 988? Are you okay, Jeebus? I don't know if you're trolling me right now or if you're being serious, but no. For everybody, just either way, there you go. 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I hope you're just joking, but if you're not, you need to reach out to them like right now. But sounds like you're having a banking issue. Nah, they better fix it. They better fix it. I've had those issues. Trust me, I'll be a Karen, man. Don't mess with the cash. If you're referring to 988, yeah, just dial pound 988. If you need a more specific number, there are different hotlines, but that one is the direct line. Are you talking about that number, or do you need a number for something else? Message me, James. Let me know what you need. William, thought on cancellation rates for streaming services, Max 26.9, Disney's 20.21%, Paramount is 17%, Hulu's 15.2%, Netflix is 10.2%, Peacock 10%, Prime Video 9%, Apple 5%. It looks like the percentages are bigger for the larger ones. A lot of it is because, be honest with you, a lot of them don't have, like we were talking about before, they're going through that adjustment phase where they need to get the content going. They need to make those investments. But like I said, 26.9. And I saw these numbers earlier, and I need to know, in order for me to give an informed opinion, I need to know what window we're talking about. I also need to know what percentage of those people come back or why they left. Like we know 53% of 53% of HBO's male draft demographic dropped off. Well, once the original Game of Thrones went off the air, and they got a lot of that back with House of Dragon. So there's a lot of nuances in those numbers, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to it than that. You need to talk to you need to talk to somebody, but there are if this is a bank, if it's a local bank, then there's ways you can get. I don't know the specifics of your situation. Like I said, Jeebus, message me and let me know what's going on, because I don't want to put your business out here on a stream like this. Hold on, let me make sure I got you up. So in case you do, here we go. Yeah, Jeebus, if you need that kind of help, message me offline. I can do a little bit more with you there, because right now I don't know the specifics, and I don't want to, like I said, put that out here on a stream like this. Okay, Spider-Man 7285. People are canceling match because price increase. That might be it, and inclusion of a reality TV craft. And there's no big anchor program to it. There's just no, like I said, House of Dragon is still filming. Last of Us is done with. A lot of that's on HBO. They really have a really good service. I like HBO Max, but they really need to make that investment that they don't seem to want to make sometimes. And everybody's saying, well, we can't put this much money into streaming. I think that's bullshit. I think you definitely need to put that money into streaming. Because what's happening to you in the theaters? Hold on, I'm getting messages. All right. Okay, Jeebus, I got your message. Let me look some stuff up for you, because yeah, that's That's a clerical banking issue, and what you're going through, I know that's happened to some people. What you can do, there are transfer receipts on there. It's basically a anti-theft mechanism, an anti-fraud mechanism to ironically protect you, but you can. There's other people outside of the bank resources that you should be able to call to you're going to have to go through a verification process, I think, with some of it, but it's not irreversible. All right. Monkey G, we say wouldn't fix my column and pretty much going to let me starve without money. It's my money and they're trying to steal it. Yeah, that's a clerical banking issue. That's not irreversible though, but you might have to call some advocacy groups, but there should be someone up in the chain because a lot of people I don't want to discuss this on air, but a lot of people move money in ways that are not necessarily on the up and up, and that's what tripwires you. So, all right. I have no thoughts on My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, or 1 or 2 for that matter. I have never seen them. Okay. I am never going to see those movies. I just it's just not my gig, man. Yeah, you got some issues going on there, man. You got these apps and stuff. Like I said, they make life convenient, but they can screw you too. All right, let's see. How you doing, Vince? What's going on? I LOL fourth. No one cares about Greek Wedding 3. Not even the creator. Listen. I just somebody's gonna go watch it. It's just not me. I don't even want to attend the wedding, let alone watch a movie about him. William thought on Lando starring Donald Glover as being changed from a TV series to a movie. Don't know if it's time for that. It's just I don't know about that right now. I think I think Solo suffered from a bad release time, and I think they should have waited on that movie, not putting it so close to the sequel series. Let's see. All right, so William thought on Warner Brothers Discovery CFO Gunnar Weinsfeld says we're really shut down due to the strikes. There's very little content production going on right now. Yeah, I believe it. And it's not going to get any better. Daniel Martin, I don't think we'll ever be able to trace back the failure of the Flash to one single factor, as I don't think it was just one thing, but I think more people are aware of Ezra Miller's legal issues. But here's the thing, Daniel. If it just came down to his legal issues, I think the Flash would have been just fine. But it just wasn't. I mean, you might have had to do some trickery about it, but most people just didn't dive that deep. There are a lot of people who did that are louder than the majority, but they weren't the majority. If you took away all the mismanagement that DC Films had been in, and Ezra Miller's situation was it, I still think the movie does fine, because the vast majority of people only know Ezra Miller because he's the star of The Flash. They don't really dive into a lot of stuff. And a lot of them the majority of the public, it just desensitized and stuff like that. We're so used to stars and athletes doing crazy stuff that, as long as they come through for us, if they're an entertainer and they come through for us, we're okay. If they get that ball in that hoop or into that end zone as an athlete, we're okay. I think a lot of the people who made a lot of noise about it were louder than anyone else, but Ezra Miller wasn't in Blue Beetle. Ezra Miller wasn't in Black Adam. Ezra Miller wasn't in It's not going to be in an Aquaman. And these are movies that have either failed or are going to fail. So, yeah, I don't think we'll ever be able to trace the failure back to the Flash to one single factor. I think you can trace it back to the factors you can trace it back to are all mostly have to do with mismanagement. Yeah, and like I said, there are people out there, but most people, that's just generally not what stopped them from seeing it. We did surveys and we did everything else, and most of the people barely knew who he was as far as that goes. He's not that kind of star. Now, if he were Johnny Depp level, which he is not, or Kevin Spacey level, or a level, Academy Award winning level, top tier level, big difference. But he wasn't. People just don't know of him on that level to where his transgressions affected their lives to that point. Once again, just because people know about things doesn't mean that they care. But like I said, if you took away all the mismanagement, all the reshoots, all the things that that have happened in between the last DCU movie and the Flash, if you just took all those away and all you had was Ezra Miller's issues, I don't think that touches the movie, very much at all. That's just me though. Yeah, regular people don't like Ezra Miller. He's too weird and should have been arrested when regular people will be screwed. But like I said, in general, no one cares. You have to actually care about someone to dislike him to the point where you wouldn't go see a movie about him. And he's just not on that level. You know what I mean? Like I said, look at the difference between Johnny Depp and Ezra Miller. One way or another, Amber Heard's not a top tier star, but she's associated with one. It just people just don't care. They don't. It's just not part of their mindset. They're not going to the movies to really to care about what's going on with Ezra. But now, when you raise it to a much much higher level character, there are people who will boycott movies with Amber Heard in it, but that has to do with a super A-lister and Johnny Depp, a guy who's been nominated for Academy Awards, a guy who's been in a lot of movies and had a 30-year career and has been making movies almost as long as Ezra Miller's been alive. So it's just, but I don't think that was the issue. How are you doing, Larry Kotoris? Sweet King Jaffe Jaffa as well. William Church, how you doing? Fourth 1000 is why Aquaman dad was training with him. Are you talking about in the trailer? I thought I'm drinking with him when you were talking. Which did I miss something there, Fourth? Monkey Jeeves, I personally don't care, but regular people talk in real life. They don't like him. I'm in Los Angeles. All my friends in real life are liberal. Yeah, but even say if we include all my friends, where I'm in certain pockets, the vast majority of people just want to show up to a movie and be entertained. I mean, they're not eternal. They're not on the they're on the internet, but not to the point where they go as deep as some of us do. Daniel Martin, I think I'm in the frap chair, but I think Ray and Larry. Okay, Larry. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Ray and Larry. You're here now. You are. If you're on my movie club tier, you are going to see Saw X, and you're going to get probably a T-shirt from Saw X mailed to you. So, congratulations, Larry. You will be contacted once I get the Adam codes. But once you get the codes, you are free to go see that movie anywhere you want to see it. Matthew Vaughn is too juvenile of a director. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Aaron Pritchard, did you hear that Coca-Cola Australia has launched a new brand of flavor that's been created by AI? Oh my goodness, AI is a touchy stuff. You either are for AI or you're like, oh, it's good. I can't believe they're doing this. Me personally, I'm taking a wait and see with AI. I think you're going to see a lot of stuff created by AI. Here's the thing, though. I don't think they're going to be upfront with all of it either. I think there's going to be some stuff created by AI, and they're just not going to tell you because they know there's a lot of people out there that won't buy it if they know. We'll buy things that are made by starving kids in Bangladesh that make $3 every 6 months, but we'll have a problem with AI. At least you're not exploiting anybody, I guess. But yeah, because that's AI. If AI can develop stuff, AI can run factories. It's a whole replacement theory. Everybody gets scared of. It's a Cyberdyne situation, but No, I did not hear that, but it does not surprise me. Does not surprise me. They'll start making new flavors for Starbucks pretty soon. Then I'll really be in trouble. Jeebus, I can't type anything. My bank account has my money, and I have to access it. No problem, Jeebus. Just being here, just liking, subscribing is enough for you for right now. That's fine. 15 days, we got this. I don't know, Daniel. I keep hitting refresh, and we're kind of there. You know, but most of the patrons will probably be subscribing on Saturday because that's our longest show. Let's see. All right, man. Be careful with all that, man. I am not an expert on crypto. I think that's the whole point, is that they don't want any experts on crypto. So let's see. Let's go. Everybody saying hi. Like I said, I'm getting your messages, so I'm behind here. But like I said, I hope it all works out to you. But like I said, I know people have had issues, and they are fixable. Yeah. Clint works with me, and he's seen what I've had to do. But I don't, I have very little, and when it gets screwed with, I get very angry. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not even a thousandaire in most cases. I mean, so when things go south and I pay for them, I want you got to fix my shit. When my cable is wrong, when my internet is wrong, when my phone service is screwed up, when the insurance plan, if I'm paying you, then you need to treat me like a customer. So yeah, I can get very volatile, and he's been there for that. All right. William, ever since you started showing 988 banner, I've been noticing the billboards. Confirmation bias is my bag. But hey, good. Hey, whatever it takes. Like I said, I want it to be in the back of your mind. I don't want it to haunt you, but at the same time, I want it to be, I want it to be that tool that you have in case you ever need it. And let's say, hopefully you never need it. I mean, I put that banner up every night, but hopefully you never need it. Hopefully things never get that deep. But we all know somebody who has come close or crossed the line. So it's a tool. Like I said, it's like that nuclear weapon. Hope we never have to use it, but if we got it, here you go. All right, so let's see. Check my messages. Make sure we're not. All right, let's see. Yeah, you should be able to speak with them, and they'll take the hold off. Yeah, it's just mainly verification. Clinton Huntley, I have about 3 patrons in the wings before I start making new accounts for myself. We can make this happen. Oh my goodness, you really want me to watch that movie? Oh, good Lord. Daniel Martin, William, what is going on with Disney Plus that they've lowered their monthly fees to $1 when they just raised their pricing not too long ago? Did they lose a ton of subscribers? I think it's more the stock price than anything. I haven't looked up a lot of it because, like I said, I just got hit with the news today about all the streaming numbers fluctuating. But anytime that your numbers fluctuate, you lower the price, you increase the flow. It's like me when we're having a slow whatever, throw a sale out there. It stimulates people to buy. So there you go. Worth 1,000. Look at Disney. Streaming numbers are down. They're selling brand new Blu-rays again. Down on streaming. I'll tell you what. When I see the numbers and the legit numbers are down, then I'll believe it. But until then, these guys are lying. That's what greedy people do. This is part of the greedy people playbook. Make everybody feel sorry for you, and in your plight, and those evil union people, they just want to bleed us out of everything. They want to bleed you too. Yeah, come on. If they put money in the streaming, they can pay us out $400 million. Yeah, $400 million bonus. I don't know what his bonus is. Gonna give this year. I know it's gonna be pretty sizable. Something chimed. Oh, that dude Vince. Oh, dude, the little thing popped up. Right, little thing I designed. I cannot wait to get. I'm a trader. Yeah, yes, you are a trader, Vince. Vince knows why he's a trader. He's a good kind of trader, though. Thank you for the $3 donation, $3 tip. Yeah, I was messing around tonight. Like I said, Chappie was the only one that popped up and actually noticed I was online. But I was playing around with OBS and Streamlabs, so I was on the air and I could see I was doing okay. There's just a lot of the bells and whistles that I am still not versed with yet. I am going to do it tomorrow, so I might do the stream tomorrow with strictly through OBS. Be prepared, guys. Cut me some slack. I am not going to know what the hell I'm doing for the most part. You are going to be my guinea pigs. And if any of you out there that are versed in OBS tomorrow, you can help me out because, like I said, I have it up on the screen right now, and it's actually going through live. But I didn't feel comfortable yet operating through it because once I do it, I want to know everything about it. Like I said, StreamYards I can do, and I don't want to slow down the main show. So tomorrow is going to be probably like an experimental OBS show. So keep an eye out for that, and don't be laughing at me. Daniel Martin, Fast William, if my account was has anywhere purchased large amounts come out, they freeze the account, and I have to talk to somebody to verify. Oh, yeah, and I've done it. You know what? I've done it, and I've been in other countries when it happens. Or I've been, when I was in the Army one time, I did a mass transaction because I needed my pay. I was there on Army business, and they froze my account, and I was in Germany. I have been 1 year I was at Comic-Con and I made a large purchase at Comic-Con. They froze my account, and them fuckers took 2 days. It was one of the last times I went, and I went all 4 days, and those fuckers took 2 of the 4 days to get my. So I'm in San Diego scraping and scripping. Yeah, I hate banking issues. They're there to protect you, but at the same time, some of the protection is like Greek wedding made so much versus budget. Can't. Yeah, I mean, how much did it cost us to stage a wedding? Okay, we are at 50 minutes, so we're right in our ballpark. Yep, Larry, you and Rhea so far. And anybody while supplies last, joins the little ding thing again. Joins the movie club tier. We'll be going to see Saw X via Adam. Daniel Martin, thank you for the $5 tip. Hope the weather stays cool at Sci-Fi Center. Yes, it does, because I am in the process of getting the air conditioner fixed. I was in there today, and like I said, I have a high heat tolerance, even though I complain about the heat. So it wasn't that bad today. It was actually pretty breezy, so I had my door open. We're done with triple-digit heat, and next week we'll be done with 90-degree heat, so it's going down. I still am getting my air conditioner replaced. But it's not as urgent as it would have been in like July. So yeah, God, feel blessed for that. Also, I've been letting you guys in behind the curtain as far as our negotiations with the property owners, landlords. We came to terms today, and it looks like we will be putting ink to paper next Wednesday-ish. And I got what I needed. We negotiated, and I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got what I needed to feel secure for a while. And that's with all the advantages being in their court, because I wanted to be there. So there you go. And thank you, Daniel Martin. All right, Larry Cartora, it's in the Patreon. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Larry. So there you go. You're going to see Saw X. Woohoo! Congratulations. Yeah, and this is only the beginning, because like I said, we'll be doing our screenings, which is good for our local people here, but they're going to be a lot of, sometimes they don't want to budget for a screening, but they still want to promote the movie. So we'll get Fandango seats, and we'll get Adam seats. Adam and Fandango are the two major ticketing things. So we'll get stuff like that. And like I said, we were set to get Dune stuff, but that happened. So yeah, so I'm happy to be able to award my first rewards to the first people that are in that second tier. And if you want to join that tier, I probably have another movie for you within the next maybe week and a half or so. So you guys are getting value for what you put in, and it's very much appreciated. Yep, believe it, man. It's true, Larry. All right. Hey, yes, that's awesome, William. I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. Like I said, I am taking. I'm jumping out there with this whole YouTube and Twitter, Patreon thing. So you guys are making it so that it's not so much of a risk. I mean, you guys are literally helping support the channel with your viewership and your patronage. So I want to make that as special for you as you've made it for me. So congrats. Shogun wrote a smart, nuanced answer about AI, William. yeah. I'm, I'm treading lightly because I'm just watching on YouTube. Nobody talks about the potential pluses and minuses that normal folk haven't considered. Yeah, it's just the genie's out of the bottle, and I know there's two frames of thought about it. We could just ignore it altogether and ignore the reality that it's here, or we can go full paranoid, I guess, and go Terminator. Or there's going to be somewhere in the middle. It's just going to be like anything else we have. It's just going to have to be regulated. And this is the point where something like this, which is relatively new, where the people, not just in our country, around the world, are going to have the most power over how this goes. If you want it to be regulated to where you feel safe as a consumer or you feel safe as a worker, you have elected officials all over this planet that's literally their job. If you don't want a Wild West mentality when it comes to AI, then right now is your time. Right in its infancy is the time for you to make whatever changes that you want to make to it. So it's going to be an interesting time. But right now, I'm taking a wait and see attitude with it because I just don't know where it's going to go yet. I just don't know what extreme we're going to go to. Is this going to be a moderate thing that we use to our advantage, or is it going to be something as a divisive tool? So I just don't know enough yet. So yeah, I'm treading real light on this one. One of the first patrons I signed up was Comic Trips and Neil deGrasse Titan Patreon. Neil deGrasse's is just you just got smarter being in his vicinity. I figured it out. It was just exploiting the market in a never winter mining gold. All right, let's see. All right, if it's U.S. Bank, dude, you're gonna be fine. I have a U.S. Bank account, and you should be fine. They have somebody. They have a department that just works on that. Oh yeah, you could withdraw it. All right, Aaron Pritchard, my favorite Australian person. You know what? When we do our streams, Aaron, I need to have you on here just to hear that accent. I'm gonna have an international stream, which is everybody's from places that have accents I love. There was a U.S. Senate committee on AI, and Elon Musk was on the side against AI while Mark Zuckerberg was like, yeah. And he said something behind closed doors, which was very, very cryptic. He behind closed doors, he was telling the senators, the oversight committee, that AI is a huge threat if it's not regulated. Now, caveat to that, AI is a huge threat if you guys don't regulate it. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want, and Elon Musk. This has surprised me coming from him because he's kind of a weirdo. But even he sees it, and that's what. But that's with anything though. Anything that we've had that has ever advanced society has the potential for danger if it's not regulated. Like I said, nuclear power. Nuclear power is probably the safest form of energy out there. We all hear about 3 Mile Island and meltdowns of Fujinama in Japan, but that's under extreme circumstances. But when maintained properly, when regulated properly, nuclear power is probably one of the safest, if not the safest form of power out there. But you just have to regulate it. You have to regulate, mitigate the risk. And I think that's what's going to happen with AI. Okay. I don't like Saw. It can be, dude, some of the traps are just like, oh, dude. Yeah, there you guys. There's the Make Me Suffer with Howard the Duck Fund. There you go. Quack, quack. By the way, when I'm going to, and OBS has something on there where I'm going to find out how to use it to where somebody becomes a Patreon, I'm going to have it start quacking for you guys. Yeah, it was some intense negotiation. My last salvo, my last counteroffer, I thought I was going to have to, get that cut in half. It didn't. They gave me what I needed. I think, like I said, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got fair market value in my advantage. And even with new ownership, new whatever, I just didn't get the feeling that they wanted me to leave, and I didn't want to leave. So I think when you have two parties that ultimately want to work something out, it made it happen. It took a little bit longer than I would, but this is a lot of it because I was looking at this lease differently than I've signed any other lease. Like when I first signed my second lease with these guys, I signed a 3-year lease and I signed a 2-year lease. And at the time I signed it, the property guy who bought me in, he was still alive. He's passed away since, and it's shifted to his children. But I've worked with them before. I mean, and we've done business, and it's just I planned. I had a plan B in case we had to go. I didn't want to use it, and I just never got the sense that even though they were negotiating hard, that we were going to reach the point where we were at an impasse. Even though, there were times I'm like, okay, I need a plan B, and I need a plan B quick. But it didn't come to that. We came to terms this afternoon, and we'll be putting it to paper next week. So I'm happy there. All right, Larry, I'm so psyched out. Power for Real. The only question I have is, should I watch all the recent sequels before I see it? Only the first couple. From what I've been told and what I can see of the trailer, it's going back to the roots of Saw. I don't know if it refers to the other ones. I know people who have seen certain Saws and haven't seen the others, and it hasn't affected them. The only Saws I know that you have to see together are Saw 3 and 4 because they basically take place at the same time. But I couldn't answer that question beyond that. I think it's a good idea. If I've upgraded, can I get something else other than Saw? Dude, I can't speak. If I upgrade, can I get something else than Saw? Yeah. Eventually, we'll have a variety, and you guys will just be able to pick. But I got other stuff. I got other movies coming out too. I got other digital. So if you upgrade and you don't want what's the current upgrade price, then when I get more upgrade prizes, you'll be notified of that one. So if you were to upgrade today and you don't like Saw, we get some for Exorcist or something, whatever, then we'll just the prize tiers will be up there because once I get digital tickets like that, they don't expire. I think it's like 2 years or something like that. They don't expire or at least a year. So they'll sit up there and you'll just claim one. You'll tell me I want that one, and I will activate it and send you the code. So it's real easy. Well, I hope I didn't take too long to answer that question for you. There, I haven't seen any Saw movies in a hot minute. I really don't know if the franchise left off. All right, man. Let me know when you start that new job at that other place. I honestly feel like AI will eventually help us and even save us in certain ways, i.e., interstellar travel, medicine. The Skynet stuff is like Eraserhead's tit fear of having kids in my bed. Yeah, I mean, it's just like when anything that any unknown, and that's a lot of science fiction. What a lot of science fiction is, it's the fear of the unknown. The gaps between possibilities a lot of times fills itself with fear, and ultimately, like when we finally have aliens come down, we're always thinking that they're going to wipe us out, like War of the Worlds. They may look at us and be like, you know what, you're a bunch of savages, but guess what? I think we can help you with that. You guys are going to blow yourselves up, and you're going to get into space travel, and you're going to blow up other situations, other civilizations. So you know what? Let us guide you throughout this universe. We're not going to put stuff up your butt and experiment on you. We already know everything about you. We just want to make sure that you don't transplant the Kardashians type situations to other planets. All right. Larry, I'm pretty sure that the top physicists are working on AI being safe. Max Tegemart's book, Life 3.0, is about that. Okay, good read. Daniel Martin, I've been using generative HI and beta mode with Google search engine. It's been pretty useful so far. Yeah, and like I said, it's just going to be like one of those tools. Now, people using it, you're going to have to, like I said, regulate it to where people are people using it to cheat, and circumvent things. Because if I'm hiring you, I'm not necessarily hiring you based on what you can do for AI. I want your resume to be written by you. Unless I'm hiring you to manage AI, I need to know what you can do. I need to know what kind of tests you can pass. So we're going to have to regulate it to the, regulate its uses. But that's like with anything. I use it. I use AI for my memes. I don't have time to draw out everything myself. There you go. I've only seen Saw 1 and 2. Actually, Aaron, if you get a chance, see 3 and 4. Fun. Everybody's afraid of AI, but you all really need to be afraid if we compass AGI. That's game over, man. What is AGI? I probably should know that. Fun, but I don't. It feels like a good excuse to catch up on all of them just to go, yeah, there you go. I mean, they're going to gross you out because some of the kills are pretty brutal. All right, Larry, I agree with you about aliens. It's so funny that our first idea is fear is going into things up our butts. It must be what they want from us. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a human dilemma. We're projecting our fears onto those poor aliens who are probably going to be like, no, we're not going to do that. What is wrong with you, human? Here, put this on. We're gonna put this spacesuit on. Get in the ship. We have to have a long talk. We're gonna show you some things, and we don't want you to mess it up. So there we go. All right, it is 12:33. Artificial intelligence is a friend. Artificial life may be an issue. Oh yeah, because just like in Blade Runner, now if we create artificial life and we enslave it, and that artificial life, or like androids or something, develops a consciousness and to where it wants more out of life than just being a slave, and they revolt. Now there you might have a problem because ideally you're going to design something that can evolve, or it will be able to create itself. Like say you create a group of androids that now become self-aware, and they come to the logical conclusion that you've built limitations into them, so they're going to build things that don't have the limitations. They will evolve in that manner. So there you go. Artificial, okay, AGI, artificial generated intelligence. That's when AI can accomplish some kind. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there you go. Because like I said, once they reach the point of logic, they're going to look at us like you guys are a bunch of Cro-Magnons, Ooh, a Saw marathon. Ooh, ugh, that's gruesome. Don't talk bad about Data. Yeah, Data is the ultimate form of AI. Remember when he had his feelings? He had an emotional chip. And he could turn it off. Yeah, artificial life. Now, there's where the human fear is going to happen, because it's like, will we be supplanted? Will the AI come to a logical conclusion that fleshlings like us are no longer needed, and that we are a detriment to the planet and them? I hope they don't come to that logic, because then we're kind of screwed. Yeah, there you go. Like the replicants, like Tears in the Rain. There you go. Daniel Martin, let them have it. We can share the cosmos. Well, if you look at Blade Runner, the androids, or the replicants, are the only they're used off world for the most part, but most of the humans have gone off world. Nobody really wants to live in the reality that is Blade Runner. And most of them were designed for off-world colonies. It's just that once they became self-aware, that's when the problem started. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think we've ran out of steam, and I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm going to go take some ibuprofen for my swollen feet and my bad shoulder and be back at it tomorrow. Once again, I can't express more how this channel and my online presence has added to the Sci-Fi Center, and being able to reach out beyond my front door with both the Patreon accounts and the YouTube channel and whatever else that I add to it. So it's kind of a cool experience. I mean, I wish I had something like this back in the mid-90s, but hey, we got it when we got it. So I'm going to get laid down, and once again, I will end the stream exactly how I began them all. If you're feeling it, I wish I had this resource available, and I wish I knew the things I knew before I joined the Army, before we went through wars, before I knew the breadth of the situation when it comes to the signs and stuff that you see until it's too late. But we also have to realize that we're not doctors, we're not experts, but you don't have to be an expert to give someone this resource. You don't have to be an expert to notice if there's somebody around you every day and things change. You don't have to have a PhD to know your best friend, to know your buddy, to know your family member, to know your mom, your dad, your sister. You don't have to be doctor anybody to know when you see mood swings, changes. Also, events, catastrophic events, breakups, deaths in the family, loss of a career, loss of a job. Keep an eye on those things, because even though the people around you may put up a strong front, trust me, those things affect people. So not only should you be keeping an eye on everybody around you, keep an eye on what's happening to them. And when you know something like that or those things are happening, keep an extra eye on them and just let them know. You don't have to throw 988 in their face because they may not be there yet, but let's keep them from getting there. Let them know, hey, I understand you just went through some shit, some catastrophic shit. I'm here. I'm around. And if it's not me, just make sure that you know that you're not the only one that's going through it. So, but if you've gotten to that edge, let this be what stops you from going. I'd rather you at least give 988 an attempt. All right, guys. That's it. Gonna eat some food. And no. Fun. Yes, William. Sleep well with your Howard the Duck pillow. I don't even know if you can even get those. You probably could. I will see you guys tomorrow, possibly with an OBS experiment, which means it's going to be a very jammed up show, but I'm warning you in advance. Bear with me. All right, guys. Have a nice night and happy Friday.